Okay, about to call it quits for the day. I have been just killing myself on this all-in-one login form, and thought I had it resolved yesterday. As I started testing things today, just had to do a lot of new things, and it's a tremendous amount of work. And I'll show you some of the kinds of things that I just discovered. I almost slipped up here, so I'm working on trying not to leak information. So, if you try to register with an existing user, it should look like you registered. It doesn't let you know that that user is already registered. It just says, hey, we sent you an email, sign up. And I thought I was being pretty slick with that. And then I realized it wasn't working. I was using an existing email and it kept sending me to the login page. I'm like, it's supposed to send me to the verify page right now. Because I'm setting the account to inactive. So let me show you that. So this is our registration code. I've moved a lot of the code, so it looks it doesn't look as simple, but it gives you a lot more control, and you can kind of see what's going on. So let's check this out. So you go to register, and we're going to log that. So we've got something there, and then we're going to see if the username exists, and if it does exist, we're just going to log a security event saying, hey, somebody is trying to register an account that already exists, and we're going to return from this. So it's going to complete successfully. But let's say the person had already registered. So or let's go back to the time when the real account holder registered. That would have said, oh, well, that doesn't exist. And then we've got this little block here that says, if our app config environment is, say, dev, I've just got it to foo for now because I don't actually want it to trigger. This is the dev environment, so I could change that to dev if I did want it to trigger. And I'm saying, and the register password is not like, and I've got a string in here. So this used to be a configuration variable. We're going to move it to here. So it's right there. It's really easy for you to see. There's a way for you to write logic here so that you can have that in non-prod but maybe not in prod. And basically that says that in order to create a registration, your password has to begin with this. And so it's kind of like a secret code that allows insiders to register, but people stumbling upon your site, if you're building in public and you're doing videos like this and you really don't want people actually logging in and trying to create accounts while you're doing that, you can kind of put a little restriction there to make that a little harder for them. So that's what that is. So we get down this far, we're like, okay, cool, register the account. And I'm trying to think, where did we validate that the passwords match? I think that is, I'll have to go look at that. I think I had that, actually I had that, so there's already a mistake. That was a dynamic action, and I got rid of it. So we need to make sure. So, yeah. Somewhere in here there's it validates the password complexity. And I thought it validates that they match, but that should be up here. So we got a to-do there. So yet another thing that needs to be done. So here's where we create the account. Pass in the email, full name is the email, and the password, and that is going to create the account. And then we set the status. So in this case, I've got it set to inactive because I want to force the user to verify the account via email before they're allowed to log in. And you'll see that in a second because we're going to redirect them to the verify page with one of these branches and not let them go to the login page. And that's where we had a little information leak because, and I'll just explain it now, once a user is already registered, obviously this gets set to active. And when we returned here and we went down and decided what branch to go to, if somebody tried to register a duplicate account, an account that already existed, and that their goal was to figure out if that person had an account. That's all they're trying to figure out. They're not trying to get into it. They just want to figure out, does this person have an account on this site? We don't want to leak that information. And what was happening, it was redirecting, because that's active, it was redirecting to the login page. And if they had registered a real account, they'd see that, a new account actually has to get verified first on this particular thing. So that is something I need to figure out how to deal with. I have to say, when I don't actually want to inactivate the account here, I'm going to have to figure out how up here to say, we want to treat this like it's inactive. So I've got to figure that out, and I'll show you the code here in a second. So we do that, then we create a token, a 6-digit token. We associate it with the user ID, and then we send the email, and we pass the token in. Then they can use that. They'll get redirected to the verify page. They can use that token to then plug that in. Go ahead and OK here. So if they go to register verify, I'm getting tired. So what happens here is we check this region text box, hidden text box, to see if it's not set to register, we return false. It should be register, and that's why this is going to run. And then here's where we say we get the account status for the account, and if it's active, then we return false. So what the problem here is we need to we can't do this, because you see the problem. I haven't figured out the solution yet, but you get the problem there. If want to go to the login page, we've got this code here that just redirects you to the login page if you're inactive. So anyway, that is I'm sitting here trying to figure out how not to leak information, and I really kind of stumbled upon that one. I would have missed it. That one's really easy to miss. So anyway, good night. We'll be back tomorrow. Coding, the Oracle Apex. Hope you enjoy watching these. This all-in-one form, hopefully sometime this week I'm going to export the whole form, and it will work with K2. I should be able to plug this right into my other project, Chart Density, like just import it. It's pretty much standalone and works. And so I'm going to replace like 3 pages with this one. And I'm once again happy with what we have here. This is it. We can go to register for free, and we can say I already have an account, forgot password. And if we send, if we send a password, if we send a link, then we get redirected to ability to change our password. So, all right, I'm gonna fall asleep if I go any longer. We'll talk to you later.